Welcome, everyone. I hope we're all having a pleasant day. There's a bit of schmutz on there. Ah, so taking a look at this. The plan today is to finish this dude off. Might do another coat of the green just to kind of smooth things out. Because the light looks a little splotchy there. That's my fault for fucking being piss poor at airbrushing. So yeah, that's a I fucked up as the artist thing. But yeah. So other than that, I'm really happy with this how this has turned out thus far. Like I could do the victory lap on this right now, throw it on a table, and I'd be like, yeah, yeah, there you go. Like I don't even need to add any like OSL um to it in my opinion because I think the I don't know. Personally, I think the effect is sold rather well. However, I do still want to do a thinned down black wash for essentially this side of the miniature, basically just kind of going down to kind of clean up some of the shit like that there, and make it look a little bit more reasonable, I guess. Because yeah, like honestly, even like grab a brush here so I can use it as a pointer. Super fine tip. Like even like that little spot right there, I could probably put something. But I mean, even at the same time, because like what I'm picturing is like the light radiating from this and kind of coming down, so like it could potentially hit that. But yeah, like even like just right there, where there is a little bit of shadow spray from when I did the initial light value spritzes, spritzes, and then yeah, it's a lot darker underneath where the purple is, as there's no light shining down there. Yeah, I like the just like green eyes. Um, I think that kind of adds to it. Like, like I said, I'm kind of stoked with where this has come along to. Like really, I could just do the gold and then set it off to the side and be like, okay, we're working on something else now. And I keep saying that because I'm kind of just debating on whether or not I want to do that. Because like there isn't too much more that I can do. But no, I want to, and it's probably gonna fuck things up. Knowing my luck, but I want to do the black wash just simply because it's kind of needed, and I want to make up a just straight up black wash. I've been intending on doing that for some time now, like an actual black wash, not fucking a gray wash or a gray brown wash, as it were. I hope that actually. Okay, good. It did actually go in the bag. I was doing it without looking, so you know. You go in there. Now, what we're going to do, take a little bit of this, and we're going to put the medium in the drippy drop bottle first. With about that much. That way, if I make a mess of the rim of the dropper bottle, it's not going to fuck with my. It's not going to contaminate, rather, my airbrush medium. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're actually going to take a little bit of the wet water, which is basically a few drops of wetting agent in water. Wetting agent is basically just a surfactant, so what it's there for is to a second. That should be enough. Maybe I want bubbles, I want liquid. There, that should be fine. Okay, so basically just a few drops is all you really need. Like, I mixed this this wet water, as it were, up fucking ages ago. I generally use it for when I'm making paints, like when I'm mixing pigments. Or mixing paint from dry pigment. If I could talk, that'd be fucking awesome. But no, like, it's essentially it lowers surface tension in this use anyway. And in when making pigments, what it does is it kind of helps with synthetic pigments because those tend to be a wee bit hydrophobic. That means they don't like water. So like that way it makes it so it's a lot like if you don't use it, way more of a pain in the ass because the pigments then just want to kind of clump up to themselves. They don't want to disperse. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use actually a pipette for this endeavor, mainly because I can just kind of stick it in. And this should be more than enough. Get in this abomination of a just go in there for now. Now, now we're just going to give it a good mix. Because we want this incorporated really, really well. We don't want fuck around. We're gonna have to remix this every time we use it, obviously, because it's gonna separate anybody who uses paints. Fucking common thing. But my goal here is I want this to be a nice and like I don't want it to be like mainly black and a little bit transparent. I want it to be mainly transparent with like where you can kind of choose like you need to kind of layer it a little bit. Um Mainly for my current use case, but also because I prefer that really with my washes. Like I want them to be, for the most part, I want them to be more subtle. I can always change that by adding another layer. You know what I mean? Like I can always add a little bit more. It's hard to it's a little bit harder to pull that back. We're just gonna kind of side of the mini. This is going to kind of also like go over some of the other stuff that I've done and bring those colors back down, such as like right there. It's like that's not going to be in line with the like none of this edge of the cloak here is actually going to be in line with the light source. So that is going to be rather dark. That'll also help with hiding my little mistake there as well too. So there's that. Ulterior motives. Kind of going on the inside of that because this whole half of this is going to be shadowed. So we want that nice and dark. There are some spots that I'm not going to be hitting as much. I'm just going to kind of be leaving with the what was there already, like because that part is going to be shadowed, but it's going to be more of a subtle shadow because there is going to be there would be a little bit of light hitting it. Like it wouldn't be really wouldn't, really would not. That would be pretty dark. Actually, have this underneath the camera so that people can see what the fuck's going on. It's not like people come to watch to listen to me gab on about nothing. I mean, maybe some people do. I don't know. I'm probably going to come back to some of the shadows as well. Yeah, that would be completely hidden. Like that whole arm actually would be kind of shadowed. Like if we're thinking about it, because like the light source is this, so it's coming down there. Looking at it, there's no like it's completely silhouetted by the body. So like, yeah. That actually ends up fucking making that pop that much more. Before I go too much further on this, and I'll probably have to just like squirt some more of the black wash out, we need to actually kind of step backwards just a touch. Definitely gonna have to take some pictures and share them, like of this, and share them later to get some opinions from some far better artists than me. But first, we have to continue and get it to the point where it's just before victory lap time. And then we're going to start on that half-elf fighter model that I have off to the side here that I'm fucking dreading because I'm using that to, at least the plan is to fuck around with NMM because really it's just the sword. And that's going to make my life so much easier. I'm actually going to have to bring the fine tip back out because I missed a spot on a couple of bits. Both of those are brown, so I can make that work. And then I can also put something on the back here because I still have to deal with that. But, you know, we're in the process of getting shit finished. Now it's just fiddly bits time. So this should just be able to come across. There we go. Look at that. Got that face. Done. Actually, I think I might just leave the bottom of that shadowed. That might be the better idea. There we go. Actually, thinking about it, like getting back to the whole topic last night about like druids and metal and alternative ways of kind of not necessarily getting around that limitation, but working within it. Um, Using the staff, this druid staff as an example, that doesn't. Instead of like this top part being metal, maybe it's a magical stone. Like maybe it's made out of magical rock that is fucking lighter than steel would be, or and has the properties of silver because it's been bathed in the fucking moonlight, and you know the process of making the staff, it was, you know, blessed by the moon goddess of whatever fucking fantasy system you are playing at the moment. Like, boom, there you go. You stick within the tenets of the class, but you can also give it flavor, and you're not limited to, oh hey, they can't use metal, so we're not gonna. Everything's gonna be made out of wood. Like there are so many ways that you can work within that limitation. I shake my head that Wizards removed that, honestly. But that being said, it kind of goes without saying. Um, no, I did sepia for the floorboard. I need transparent raw umber. Deb? I just want to just put this in a dropper bottle. Or not a drop, like, yeah, you know what I mean. Um, just simply because the top of that is kind of fucked. And if I like squitch it too many times to like prime it, it will kind of pee out the top. That's what we're doing. Probably have this in front of people. I don't know. There. Kind of using the brown to do the little lining there as well to make it pop a little bit more. Yes, I'm cheating. No, I don't care. Yeah, let's take a look. Because now what we can do is we can decide if we want to do a more targeted wash. Like, what I'm thinking is I'm going to actually take some of this. And we're going to hit places like right there. And there. Like that. Underside of the hand would probably be a good idea. Maybe the underside of these. Whole side of the leg. I mean, technically. Actually, put this brush. A little bit of that off. Yeah. Like I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm kind of lining up my view that way. And anything that I can't really see from that angle is just kind of getting a layer of the black wash. Like this here bottle, I can probably go a little bit darker right there. Probably go a little darker in areas like right around there where it's completely opposite of the light source. So like you really wouldn't necessarily see the colors so much. I'm not going to straight black, but I do want it dark as fuck. Like I can also with this kind of work on putting a little bit of shadow. Like yeah, that's fine. Tongue running along the dawn without long johns. On tongues. Okay, so now another little tricky part. Underside of this arm. A little bit back this way. Because it's going to be kind of shaded a bit. Comes down that way. So the shadow is going to kind of fall right there. That actually fucking works rather well. Um, Another shadow kind of right this way. The only thing with doing it, like adding in like the light source and the shadow and like doing it like this, that is, in my opinion, a slight pain in the ass, and it's worth it, is once you start, you kind of have to keep going. Like you can't just half-ass it and be like, "Look, I'm done," because it will look like shit if you do that. Like, because it's not going to look right. There's a little ridge right there. Those would probably be a bit of shadow. that. Yeah. Technically, anything past about there would be shadowed on. Kind of go with where the bottom of that indent is, because there would still kind of be some shadowy spots up there, but with the light would be kind of skipping over that little one spot in the on the back there. Um, so like there would be less shadow. Like there would be a little shadow kind of like right in the middle on the back. But yeah. I kind of changed my mind about doing the actual like OSL coloration. I don't want to fuck this up. we're just gonna we're just gonna kind of leave this, I think, as it is. We're gonna leave them as they are. I think like obviously it still needs the victory lap. Obviously it still needs the varnish coat. But I would be fucking proud to throw this on the table and be like, bam, that's my mini. That's my duder. Okay, so um, this is supposed to be a half elf fighter. Um, so the sword and the shoulder pad are the only thing that look metallic. Now I could cheat and just make the sword metallic and make the shoulder pad leather. Um, because that's always a possibility. Um, by the book, I think this is supposed to be a half an actual. Get over here. That's considered done, so it can go like that. Yeah. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So they are elf. Hear them roar. Which I would imagine sounds something similar to rar. Elf joke. Okay. It's supposed to be like a bandage on her face. But, so we're working with an elf. A fighter, though. Based on this pose, I want to say cocky, self-assured, fucking maybe a little arrogant. So I think I want to do black and red. Looks like they are wearing gloves. Yes, they are wearing gloves. I think I'm gonna do the gloves as white, because like I'm thinking like haughty elf doesn't touch anything with their bare hands if they don't have to. Um, ooh, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold the front door. Let's uh, let's draw and Tom's boop images. Okay. So it looks like, in general, I could probably. Hmm. I don't know if I want to do drown. It's a thought, because what I can do is I could like take some of my flesh tone that I have. Maybe let's grab a mixing brush and do a little experiment. Right now, we are fucking about to try and make something that works. That is the goal. Let me use this. Because this isn't going on anything just yet. I'll probably, if something that I'm going to use, well, it's kind of a. I mean, if it works out this time, I might want to use it again. So yeah, let's clean up this bit of clutter that I have here. Just enough so that it's not going to contaminate it too much. I just need something to mix in, because like I said, this isn't going necessarily on the mini just yet. If it is something that I want to use, I will be essentially mixing some in a bit of a dropper bottle and doing it that way. So, because that makes like actually mixing it to use that much fucking easier. So I'm going to take this here skin tone, which is essentially like an all-around flesh tone. fine. I may just use it out of here. No. Because this is, like I said, just a kind of a proof of concept right here. I should probably make sure you're fully mixed first. This is another fucking ink that I'm going to end up having to replace sooner than I probably expected, most likely. Let's go. Oh, come on. There we go. See how this looks. Ooh, actually, that's not too bad. I want a little bit more Payne's Gray in there. Possibly effectively 2-1? I don't want it like full on Payne's Gray because that'll be not necessarily the best option. But I do want like the dark, like I want the blue gray of it in there. Give that a minute to dry, and we'll see how that looks. I'm doing more testing than I would normally do for a paint that I decided to mix up on a whim. Mud, orc flesh. Okay, yeah. So I only got one of the flesh ones. I should have got two of those. But I think in the shop, like essentially right down the street, they sell the two thin coat stuff locally, so I can grab that. With all this tariff and trade war bullshit that's going on, it's actually going to make it really difficult um, when it comes to a lot of things like that. Because there are a lot of paint manufacturers that are in the states that like basically feed the hobby industry, which blows balls. Hold on, hold on. I have one more thing that I want to try. Um, it'll work. Um, so one drop of the just a little bit of that. try. A little bit of this. Ooh. Not open like that. Bad news bears. There's that. Let's grab the mixie brush again. Because there are some depictions of drow that are very purpley of skin. Actually, this could work. Again, I think a 2-to-1 will be the key here, or approximately 2-to-1 ratio. That's a little more than 2-to-1. Be very purpley. Very, very purpley. But actually not terrible. Because, like, I could use this as the base for it. Because that's actually not an uncommon flesh color for fantasy dark elves. Sharky! Thank you very much for that resub. How are you doing today? I know this is probably a little earlier than you're used to watching me. Countryside. To peasants. Okay. Yeah. So that's actually an interesting. This is actually an interesting little experiment because if I want to do like drow elves in Zephyter, I have a couple of different ways that I could do their skin tone. Shuffle you two over there, and you can just fucking draw. Oop. And that goes back in the big bag. That's right, everybody. The Trogdor comes in the night. So, what we're going to do, we're going to give this a bit of a mix. Okay, so I don't think I'm going to be doing anything... You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Now... Let that settle a little bit. So I am going to need to get more of this. I can tell by how it feels. Which kind of blows, but whatever. It is what it is. As best as possible. should be fine. I can always add in a little bit more of the blush color if I need to. But let's give her a mix. Go fuck yourself, bot. Ah. Haha. Have to add more purple, I think. Yeah, it's going purple, but it's not going purple enough. Oh, hold on. Let's incorporate a little bit more. Oh yeah, we need a little bit more. Okay, now let's a little bit more. You know what? I think I want to take a look at going to a hardware store locally and see if I can find some like tiny nuts and use those in my paints rather than ball bearings. Maybe I should stop by like one of the local hardware stores at some point when I have some extra cash and be like, okay, this is what I need. Can you help me? Is there a nut that will never rust? Here is my use case. Laugh at me for being a nerd all you will. But the reason why I kind of want to use like nuts instead of ball bearings is because I watched a video ages and ages and ages ago about this. Um, it's the shape because a ball bearing, even like a fancy one like I have, the ones I got from the Two Thin Coats Kickstarter, will end up more than likely blocking the spout. That's the biggest like pain in the ass I've found with them. If you have like a nut, no matter how it ends up being in there, you can have this direct straight up and down and still be able to squirt paint out. So that's kind of my thought process on that one. Hello. Go to the stack of bullshit we have over here. And we're going to use this one. So we're going for kind of a purpley skin tone here on this elf. And yeah, I don't really need a lot. That's probably too much. And what I can do here as well is I can kind of use a more transparent Payne's Gray for the shadows, and it should work properly. So I did kind of decide to paint myself into a little bit of a corner here with this choice. I'm gonna have to do the hair white. So, which is fine. I can make that work. But yeah, fuck, I might not even have. Actually, is about the perfect fucking skin tone for a purple face wrap, or for a purple skin tone like dark elf. Fucking Yahtzee. Alrighty. Now that's decided. um. Okay, so I need to look up another reference image in the wrong pocket. Um. Okay, so really, I could do whatever the fuck I want, but it's a lot of traditionally like dark blues, blacks, things like that. I don't necessarily want it to be that dark. What I could do. I think red and black are going to be part of it for sure. Um, ooh, ooh, black and blue. Black, blue, and purple. Well, Payne's gray, blue, and purple is kind of what I'm thinking. Um, yeah, I think that'll work. I'm curious as to how that goddamn cape connects because it's not obvious. Oh, I guess it kind of but that doesn't make it does not make sense how this fucking cape is connected, and it's driving me batty. Oh fuck. Okay, reference image it is. Yeah, that doesn't show me shit. Will this image show me anything? Really? Guess that's the way I was gonna have it anyhow. Oogly doogly. Okay, so inside of the cloak is, or inside of the cape is going to be red. Outside of the cape is going to be purple. I'm probably going to use the purple lake for that, for the purple for this. Hair is going to be white. What I'm Okay, so what I might do actually for the hair is do like an initial coat of phthalo blue, wipe it off quickly so that it kind of just stays in the recesses, and then go over that with like a little bit of white, possibly the white that I have set up as a wash over yonder, so that it keeps some of that blue. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I am going to do that right now. Because I have the idea, meow. And I think it is a good idea. Oh, pardon me. Pardon me again. Mm. Oh, it's not going to work on it, too. What if I use a wet brush to kind of. Right. Trying to do this without potentially breaking the mini. Should have enough of that off there. I might just have to go over it with the normal titanium white and hope for the best. Which honestly, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Give this a bit of a shake up. We're not gonna grab a brush and put a little makeup though. Bonus points if you get that reference. Though, that being said, I don't know what the bonus points would be used for, so there's that. A little bit of white. Not a lot, just a little bit. Basic, I'm gonna have, basically, I just need enough. I said, the idea is their hair is white, but you can see probably should have that, but you can always also no. Kind of go across the grain. To bring the general color of the hair. A white. Yeah, that works for now. Once it's all like complete, it'll tie in a little bit better with itself. Um, we're gonna clean this brush before I go too much further. There is a little bit more white that I need to utilize. All right. So that we're gonna put the rest of the facial features on hold for a short time. Let us start working on the clothing. Um, so I think what I want to do. Need to once again. Why do they have to make these so complicated? Cat hair, fuck off. We don't want cat hairs in our mini group. Okay, it's as I thought. Yeah, it's as I thought. So, collar is part of the vest. The okay. So let us start with the dark blue. This one that I used. That. You back. Bringing it back. That should be fine. Name. I don't want to use a brush this big for this endeavor. Let us go down to a 0. Where, oh, where? There, oh, there. We are leaving this on the desk because we're going to be coming back to it sooner rather than later. But let us get working with the bigger brush. So we're going to go with the Payne's Gray, or sorry, the Phthalo Blue-Green shade, because I like the color of this blue. So then the rest of the torso, for the most part, is going to be this. No, it's not. Little spot that's... Ah, fuck, that's belt. It is. That's fucking belt. Whatever. Whatever, fine. Okay, pleats and skirt. And let's start here. Um, Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do white gloves. Because I think that contrast is going to be necessary with this because this is going to be a fairly monochromatic piece. Um, I need to see something, and it may have an effect on where I go from here, or what I have to do next, rather, more likely. Nope, those are socks. Good. Thank the gods for socks. Hopefully, we can make that work. In that case, utilize this a little bit. Not sure what the band around the ankle is for, but whatever. Weird optional fantasy gubbins, I guess. Okay. Um, there. I think there's necessarily any more blue that I need at the moment. So go with some Payne's Gray. Greedy Payne. You know, I should probably go check my mail to see if that Atlas has made it to me yet. Yeah, that should be enough. Um, what? Yeah, it should be fine. Let us start. Ah, fuck. I should have done the. We're doing the sleeves first. Hold up. Let's do this right. Not like we're rushing. Not rush. It's not like we are rushing. There we go. I should probably pronounce that correctly. Not, next thing I know, Cheers DMing me being like, what the hell? That's mean. Not that Cheer would be watching right now because she's, I think, asleep. Like an armband thing. I think that's supposed to be an armband thingy. I'm gonna make that an armband thingy. Yeah, it looks like an armband thingy. I'm not pulling out the fucking reference image again for this. I'm just gonna make the executive decision and be like, this is what it is. That's not what it is. Well, too bad. That's what it is now. That's better. Okay. So now we're going to dip into Payne's Gray. We're going to start with the vest. See my vest, see my vest, made with real gorilla chest. See, I know why it takes me a ridiculously long time to paint things a lot of the time. Because I'm fucking indecisive. Because I'll be like, hey, I want to do this. And then I'll sit there and be like, but dude, what about this? But what about this? Like, obviously, there's probably going to be some brown on this for like the leathery bits. As at least that's my kind of plan here. Is that'll add just another layer of kind of visual interest and something else to draw the line, to draw the eye. Um, Kind of similar to the idea of the rule of thirds when it comes to like photography and drawing and animation and shit like that. Because you want something to draw the eye in, you want to move the eye across the piece. Because if you don't, then you're not gonna end up like, I mean, if you don't, that's fine. Like if you actually don't want that. But I mean, at the same time, when if you want people to look at the full piece, if you want people to look at the full miniature, you have to bring their eye around it. You have to kind of lead people because otherwise they'll focus on one portion of it. And I do it too. It's fucking people be people. It's like it is what it is. Um, but if you kind of give them stuff to look at and give stuff to draw the eye into different aspects and parts of the miniature, or even one specific part where you want it, at the end of the day, it'll end up looking better. And it will sell the effect a little bit better. do pains brand. Because it is dark enough. That's really all I need is a black void underneath the skirt area. Okay, I kind of see how that works. I don't like it, but I see how it works. All right, so we got that. We got that. I apparently need to sneeze. Oh, there we go. Much better. And I even stifled it for all of you. Okay. Felt like there was either fucking mucus or blood coming out of my nose, and I'm not a huge fan of either of those situations. So yeah, it's slightly concernicus for a second. Okay, so let's move on to the cloak slash cape. Ah, stupid nose! Stop being an asshole. I know it's fucking plant fucking season, but still. Yeah, that's right. Plant fucking season. Because this is the season where the plants fuck. Yeah. So for the cape, we are going to use some Purple Lake. I think that's going to be pretty nice. It's going to tie it in with the flesh tone. Also going to add in a kind of a third color here for a little differentiation. I'm going to be using probably sepia for all of the like leathery bits. I will guaranteed need to do 2 layers on this just because like it's a large area and sometimes ink just likes to pull rather than to stay where it is. So we're gonna do this first layer. Make sure a good second layer as well. Because yeah, that's gonna add in just a little bit more visual interest. which in turn will make the miniature just more interesting, which is kind of the goal. So yeah. Given the back enough time to kind of dry, let's bring that purple back in for another layer. I gotta go over that again. Gotta fix that. I fucked that up. I fucked it up. See, that's what I get for trying to fucking rush and fiddle all at the same time. Now, ooh, hold up. No. We are going to use the Naphthol Crimson for this because it is a better option in my opinion, and my opinion when doing this is what matters. Because I'm not painting this for anybody else. I am painting this for mine. That should be enough. Because I don't really need a lot for doing the inside of the cape. Because there's not a lot of the inside of the cape that actually shows. So that looks fucking awesome. Thus far. Like, obviously, it's not done. Oh, what all are you pondering there, Sharky? And yeah, you know what? I'm 100% okay. If you're lurking, you're lurking. It's all good. As much as I would like everybody to be completely. That sounds fun as fuck. Like, I'm assuming it's like single player survival horror. Because that sounds like it would be awesome to play as a multiplayer game. Like where you and a bunch of friends are just a fucking low level goblin and you have to run away from these adventurers. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming that's the way it works with the single player, like the game as it is. But like, that would be a blast. Actually, another cool way to do that would be to make it so that like you can level up and get like abilities and the ability to like fight back and stuff like that. But like the more you level up, the more the party of adventurers level up as well. So it's like constantly an arms race where yeah, sure you're getting stronger, but so are they, or it's like higher level parties looking to come for experience. Sounds like a fun fucking concept. Like a ridiculously fun concept. Like, is this a game you're coming up with yourself, or like a game that you have found? Because I mean, like that part there, like the little goblin hiding in trash, that would be fun as that would be pretty fun too, and that would be a great like opening to the game. Ah, neat. So yeah, don't necessarily let anything I'm saying here fucking sway you. It is your brainchild, but like I don't know. That would actually be pretty fucking cool because then you could like have it the first little bit. You're just like a little goblin hiding in trash and bushes, and you're trying to you know maybe build like a camouflaged little like shelter so that you can live. Ooh. Or or like you essentially have to get across the map, like essentially escape the map, a la fucking Dead by Daylight, or like any other in that same genre of game where you have to run away from the bad guy until you can make your escape. Okay, so let's do some of the extra gubbins first. I'm gonna bust out the tiny brush. That ferrule's coming loose. Okay, so I think the armband do partially because I already have some red right here. Honestly, you should put the idea down on paper. Because, like, that way, if you ever decide to learn how to, like, code a game, you'll have the idea down. Like, you'll already have kind of like the template and the idea down and ready to go, and you'll be able to expand upon it from there. Because, like I said, I think it's an awesome fucking idea. Like, just fucking putting that out there. I think the one on the leg will also be red. I was gonna do this one leather just to kind of differentiate it, but I don't know why. I think just red will be a better option. Now, where is my tidy white? The toy white. Crikey. So yeah, I'm still gonna go with the initial idea that I had with having just straight up white gloves because I like the mental picture that that gives me. Me. I mean, leather gloves could have been cool too, thinking about it, but yeah, I'm going with the white. I think the white gloves here are going to work out. Yeah. Like this is really coming along. Like it was looking really, really fucking ugly at the outset. And now actually not looking too terrible. But what we're gonna do because we are reaching the 2 hour mark here. I think we are going to wind down the painting. I'm gonna clean my brushes here. And I am probably going to call it a night for the stream. Unless anybody wants to watch me play Fallout 76. Because that's essentially what I'm gonna be doing afterwards. I might move over to a public voice channel if anybody wants to like hang out and chitty chat, but I'm not 100% sure on that. The only unfortunate thing about moving stream time to earlier in the evening is most of the people who like watching my streams are here later. It makes me sad. I don't get to hang out with everybody as much. Yeah. You. And you. And that. And the coffee cup's empty anyway. Alrighty, so I'm gonna hit a button. We're gonna move over to the couch, and we're gonna go from there. So give me 2 chiggles of a jackrabbit's ass.
First blood!
Alrighty. Oop, treats for the puddums. Let's see if she responds this time. That's right. Get your fat ass over here. Come on. You want the treat or not? Fucking take it. Damn you, cat. Yeah, you got your treats. You got your treats. I call you out, you get 2. And you're good. So we are gonna kill